I never really participated in a laboratoire. We have research centers in the United States, not quite like the great laboratoire that the CNRS had for many years, still has. My own personal participation in a laboratoire was really the 1 month I spent in the laboratoire of Raymond Moulin, the Centre pour la Sociologie de l'Art. That was a wonderful place to work. I was only there a month, but there were many interesting people who I became friends with and who I still am close to, whose work I read, and from whom I learned a lot. And that was, I could see, for me, that was an ideal of what a laboratoire could be. In the United States, they tend to be more, I was part of one at Northwestern, but it was a very large one, and it was essentially a bureaucratic convenience that has allowed certain kinds of work to get done that otherwise would have been somewhat more difficult. And it wasn't really an organization in a more serious sense. A little bit, but I wasn't part of it. So I don't really know. I've never directed one, and so far I've been very lucky because I also was never the head of a department. I understood when I was quite young that if you did that, you didn't do sociology. The time you spend with the paper is not time doing sociology. There is no pleasure of the kind. Some people enjoy it, I understand. I'm not one. So I always avoided it, sometimes in terrible ways. I lied. I would say anything to avoid being head of a department or director of a laboratory. The people who do it well are saints, right? And they deserve all the rewards that it's possible for them to have. But most people don't do it very well. That's the problem. The ones who do are, in my experience, are very good sociologists because they don't try to make things happen that will not happen. They understand what's possible, how to work with what you have, and to make it happen. But no miracles. So I think what's more interesting is not an official laboratory. You know, the one who wrote best about this is really Paul Lazarsfeld, because he had the idea very early of a research center. I don't know exactly what he had in mind as the model, but he was very thoughtful about this. I was going to say something else. I can't remember. Oh, yes, right. The informal group is, you can have the equivalent of a laboratory without the bureaucracy. When I was at Northwestern, one of my close associates was a man named Charles Reagan, who some of you might know. He's the inventor of a mathematical method of analysis of qualitative data called Qualitative Comparative Analysis, QCA. I think it's one of the most interesting possibilities that we have. It always surprised people that Charles and I were so close, but in fact we thought in a very similar way, although he usually worked with large data sets of a statistical kind. But we decided one day we should see if anybody else was interested. So we put a sign up in the department, informal group going to meet to talk about qualitative research, Reagan and Becker. And we're going to meet at this time in this room. About 15 students and a couple of faculty members appeared. And that was the beginning of what we called a workshop. And the most important feature of the workshop for us was that it had no formal existence. We got no money from the department to do this. We didn't get credit for teaching a class. We just did it. And the students came or didn't come. You know, whoever was interested came there. It went on for a number of years. And in fact, other faculty members liked the idea, so they had workshops. And now, in that particular department, there's a sort of shadow curriculum. There's the courses, and then there's the workshops, which have some sort of, and I think now they do get money to bring speakers and so forth. But easy to do, easy to join, easy to stop being a member. That's the way, in fact, most work gets done, I think, in any of the sciences, or at least in ours.